Around a year ago, I started making YouTube videos as my main hobby outside of work. Video editing has been a really big passion of mine ever since I was 14 years old. I love journalism and I love fandom culture. So that put me in this really weird niche that I felt was really untapped. So I started making whatever I wanted to make. Not slop reaction content for money, not something for an algorithm, but making things that I myself would watch. Do I think anyone really cares about some random abandoned Noah's Ark in the middle of buttfuck nowhere Merlin? No, but it was fun to make. I loved making that video. I think it's fun to turn on a camera and yap about things that I'm passionate about, and it's somewhat entertaining apparently, because there's 30,000 of you bitches that love hearing it. So y'all had questions, a lot of which were freaked out and didn't even have anything to do with me, but I'm still gonna answer them nonetheless, and honestly, so here is the highly requested Skedgie Q&A.
Say you swear to God. Put that on Allah. Say, put that on Allah. Say wallahi, bro. Say wallahi.
Have you ever been recognized before? If you have, tell us the stories. Okay, I've been recognized twice. The first time I ever got recognized, I was in a Wawa, waiting for my cheesesteak, holding 4 Red Bulls and a donut. The second time I was recognized, it was in the PA Ren Fair bathroom when I was off the mead and a couple pierogies. She deadass waited outside of my stall for like 20 minutes just to say hello, and honestly, I appreciated the commitment. She was really nice, she was really sweet. So, what's your worst hear me out? My worst hear me out? Are you a narc? Because my worst hear me out is the Iron Maiden regenerator from Resident Evil 4, specifically Resident Evil 4 on the Wii with the Wii Blaster. But no, it's fine. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. No, it's not. No, it's fine. We can go to the fucked up and evil I can fix them corner. Go look in the fucked up and evil I can fix them corner. Because they're sitting there waiting quietly and solemnly for Daddy to come home. Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this bitch is mentally ill. Is that fucking Chris Walker and war criminal Kazuhira Miller?
You're here too, you fleshy freak.
Since you talk about crazy stuff that happened at cons in your fandom incident videos, have you experienced something crazy happening at a con? Or if not, what's your craziest con story? In terms of crazy con stuff, honestly, I haven't experienced a whole lot, but I mean, I was there for like the Yowie Paddle, Homestuck, Fago, group, like, you know, I was there for the early con stuff. But in terms of going to cons, the only con that I go to regularly is Ocean City Comic Con, but I've also been going to Ocean City Comic Con every single year since it started in 2017. But okay, I do have one story. I do have one con story that I can tell you. The year was 2016. I was 15 years old, obsessed with Super Wholock, and my auntie was taking me to this Doctor Who convention in PA, where they're from. At said convention, I had taken a picture with a 10th Doctor cosplayer. I was obsessed with the 10th Doctor, and this guy had to be like in his mid to late 20s. This is important. His age is important. So this cosplayer said I was cute and asked for my number. Not only did I have a girlfriend at the time, but I also was like, stranger danger. Also, I was a minor. I was 15 years old. I was underage. He was not taking no for an answer, and it took my aunt escorting me away for him to stop reiterating, oh, we could just be friends. You just give me your number. We could just be friends. I thought us walking away would be the end of it, and I spotted with my gay little eyes 2 Napstablook cosplayers in my peripheral. I made a beeline to the Napstablook cosplayers because it was 2016, and I was obsessed with Undertale. Obviously. I'm gassing up these Napstablook cosplayers. We're calling each other Undertale trash. We're exchanging kicks. It's a whole thing. My auntie is like, hey, I'm gonna go to the bar. I'll be right back. You stay here, hang out with your new little buddies. As soon as my auntie leaves, the Predator Patrol is prowling. The 10th Doctor returns. So David Diddler walks up to us, asks me for my number again. I tell him no. Then proceeds to ask the Napstablook cosplayer right in front of me for her number. Mind you, she was not any older than 13 years old. You could look at her and tell that she was not any older than 13 years old. So we're like, nah, we gotta get out of the vicinity. We go book it looking for my auntie. He follows us, still saying we could be friends, we could be friends, we could be friends. As soon as we pull up on my auntie, he fucking turns around, beelines for the bathroom. So me, my auntie, and the 2 Napstablook cosplayers are talking to security. And I shit you not, who rocks up on us but a River Song cosplayer saying that I was harassing her boyfriend? Is Rose Tyler gonna pull up too? What the fuck's happening here? So my auntie and River Song are arguing, right? My auntie's trying to explain, no, These kids also witnessed your boyfriend ask my 15-year-old niece for their number even after they kept telling him no. And I shit you not, River Song says to her face, wouldn't be the first time he's cheated on me with a teenager. Whoa! What are we talking about? Whoa! So River Song and security went to spawn camp the bathrooms to wait for David Diddler to come out, and I went and got a picture with a Dalek that they actually used on set, then left. This is also what I looked like at that con as a Yemo 15-year-old kid. Shout out Napstablook though. She was a G. My question is, do you have an OC other than your YouTube persona? I have a lot of them. I have a lot of OCs. Most of which I haven't really drawn since high school. I don't really draw much anymore. I've been trying to get better with that. Kelsey's been on my ass, been on my dick about it, and I've been trying. But my big three that have, like, for the overarching story of all my OCs are these guys. So firstly, we have Skedgie, who my channel name is based off of. Then we have Miles Bernadette and Ian Wettrish. It's for a story that I wrote called Contract Killer. And it's really good. In my head, it's really good. I like it. It's cool. If you were in My Little Pony, what would be your cutie mark? Also, what's your favorite My Little Pony character? Kelsey and I literally just had this conversation the other day, and they were like, you need to draw your Pony-sona so we could draw our Pony-sonas together as friends. And I'm like, oh my gosh, friendship is magic. Here's my Pony-sona. My cutie mark is a blue crab because I'm a salty bitch. But my favorite My Little Pony character of all time, my goat, even though she's a pony, Sunset Shimmer. I love Sunset Shimmer. Sunset Shimmer is my favorite fucking My Little Pony character of all time. But so you know I'm not LARPing. My favorite more niche character outside of the main six, I love Sheriff Silverstar. I'm a sucker for a sassy cowboy, what can I say? I'm gonna bust out all these Danganronpa questions here. What are my thoughts on 2x2? Will I be playing it? And what are my favorite Danganronpa characters / overall favorite? Okay, rapid fire. Yes, absolutely, I will be playing Danganronpa 2x2. I'll also be doing a video called I Played Every Danganronpa So You Don't Have To, and I'm gonna like summarize the Danganronpa story from my perspective. I'm super excited for Danganronpa 2x2 because I get to see this little shitter more. And also because I think it's really silly that they wiggle around like those Invincible edits. My favorite Danganronpa character, you think I'm gonna say him?
No, that's wrong.
It's Makoto Naegi. Makoto Naegi is the GOAT. He's the best fucking Danganronpa character ever. Okay, you might be saying, oh, but what about Chiaki? What about Chihiro? What about Aoi Asahina? Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. But my GOAT, Makoto, easily clears, clears every time. Also, here's my tier list of all the Danganronpa characters. Is this definitive? Is this correct? Probably not in your eyes, but it's correct for me. Okay, I got asked if I was woke like 8 times and do it fart 6 times. So I'm answering yes to both of those questions. First of all, I got pronouns in my bio. So I'm gonna make this abundantly clear because it's really not difficult to make this stance and to be honest and open about what you believe in. Fuck Trump. I voted for Kamala. Also, Black Lives Matter, free Palestine. I don't support the war in Iran. I think that Netanyahu is a fucking terrorist who deserves to get kirked. ICE agents deserve no sympathy because they're literally kidnapping people. Fuck AI, trans rights are human rights, abortion is healthcare, and indigenous women and people are going missing at an alarming rate every single year. It increases exponentially. I hope I'm making this very clear. Do you think that there's going to be a point of recovery for the state of post-quarantine fandoms in the future at all? Holy fuck. Conservatism is like a pendulum in society and in fandom culture. It swings back and forth with being more liberal at times and more conservative at others. It was more liberal during quarantine because there's no one in person that's going to judge you. You didn't feel like you had anyone to impress, but now everyone is so worried about being perceived, especially being perceived as cringe or weird. It's like being cringe or weird now is like the equivalent of being shot in the neck on camera. I don't think we'll ever get the same feeling as quarantine, pre-quarantine, or post-quarantine because that world doesn't exist anymore. Also, people just have an easy time being absolutely awful to each other online because there aren't any consequences. To be cringe is to be free, but also, unfortunately, it is that damn phone. Yeah, it's that damn phone, babe. How much research do you do for your videos? It really just depends on the video, which is why I do the every other Sunday upload schedule, because sometimes research only takes a couple days, other times it takes a few weeks, sometimes it takes over a month. One of my fandom incident videos usually takes like 3 or 4 days of research, but a big video like my Reading Every Dork Diaries video took like 3 or 4 weeks. Who pulled the gun on you? The workplace story. Okay, I didn't include this in my workplace story because I thought it was kind of like a nothing burger story, but I can give you like I can give you a summary of what happened. I had been working my third 12-hour shift in a row as a server at a hibachi place, and like 30 minutes before close, an older dude and a younger dude walked in to be seated. Whatever, I was there till close, that's my job. So the younger guy wanted to drink, but he didn't have an ID, so I obviously couldn't serve him alcohol, and then he kept repeatedly asking for it, so I was like, no, I'm not gonna give you alcohol. You don't have an ID. You look like you're 18. So their chef came out, made their food. They immediately boxed it up and left with no tip, which I assumed was gonna happen anyway, but whatever. So I finished up my shift, and after I cleaned and folded napkins, did my checkout, I walked to the parking lot, and wouldn't you know it, they were sitting right beside my car waiting for me. Yay! So the younger guy sees me leaving, gets out of his car, starts screaming at me, calls me disrespectful, calls me a bitch, yada yada yada. I'm crying because you're screaming at me, and I just work here. So the guy pulls out a gun. And the dude from the car is screaming at him, telling him, just get in the car, they're not worth it, just get in the car. So he's holding the gun at me, and he says, oh, are you gonna give me a drink next time? You gonna give me a drink next time? And I'm like, are you gonna have your ID? Just shoot me. I have to be back here tomorrow at 10 a.m., just shoot me. So after I tell him to just shoot me because I gotta be here at 10 a.m. the next day, he called me a suicidal bitch, got back in his car, and left. It wasn't the first time someone had held a gun to me at that point, but it was the last time. Nobody's done it since. So, you know, and then I came into work the next day at 10 a.m. and it was fucking hunky-dory. What do you think is gonna happen in the Amazing Digital Circus finale? Oh, I got this one. Okay, so we open up right where we left off. Immediately, Jax has 12 panic attacks because the center of attention is Kane right now, not Jax. He has 12 panic attacks and goes to boo-boo, piss, shit, and cry in his room. Okay. Jax is my Yumi ship. Huh? Yumi shipping is the equivalent to self-shipping. It's the same thing, but having a Japanese name is much cooler. And you're disrespecting my self-ship. What the fuck are you talking about? Pomni goes to check on him. While Pomni's checking on him, he has a flashback. He has a flashback to his fucking polycule situationship he had with Ribbit and Kaufmo. Because he had that flashback, he abstracts. Pomni is walking to his room, walks in, he's abstracted. Oh fuck, she doesn't know what to do. She's never encountered this before, so she goes to run to tell the others, right? So Pomni goes to run back and tell the others, and Kinger's like, holy fart. Kane's the one who puts everyone in the abstraction hole. We gotta save Kane. So obviously, Zubul and Gangle aren't there. They fucked off to go get tangled in her ribbons, right? They're amazing digitally fucking this whole time. So Kinger and Ragatha go try to save Kane from the garbage can while Pomni goes back to Jax because she feels bad or whatever on some funny bunny shit. However, somehow Pomni makes Jax unabstract and we get some actual Pomni lore. We get lore about the main character of this series, finally. Kinger and Ragatha save Kane from the garbage can, and Pomni's like, guys, I figured it out. I made Jax unabstract so we can save the others. They all go down to the basement. They make everyone unabstract with the power of love, and then Kane tells everyone Soma theory is real and they're stuck there forever while their human bodies are actually out there living life, and then I get to suck on Kane's molars. The end! That's the Amazing Digital Circus. Come back to this video when the Amazing Digital Circus comes out and tell me if I'm right. There you go. I spoiled it for you. Who's your dream collab, dead or alive? Okay, off rip, dead, Jimmy Buffett. I love that guy. Mind you, he had the nerve to die when I was in an airport leaving for Aruba. I would have loved to sing a little sing-song with Jimmy down by the ocean, sitting on the dock of the bay. Niche pull there. It's Otis Redding. That's not a niche fucking pull. Anyways, YouTube-wise, I probably should name off a few YouTube-wise. Off rip, Salty DK Dan. That's a big one for me. Love that guy. Emarichu, Squeaks, Jarvis Johnson, and then completely unattainable in my eyes, Maya Higa. I love Alveus, I love everything that she does, and I've been watching her for a very long time. So yeah, Maya Higa's my biggest one. Favorite Sonic game / favorite Sonic character. My all-time favorite Sonic game is probably Unleashed, but Sonic Colors, the original one for the Wii, comes at a close second. They were the first Sonic games I ever owned, and they made me completely fall in love with the franchise. And also Sonic X. Sonic X also made me fall in love with the franchise, but that's a TV show. So, in terms of my favorite Sonic character, I absolutely love Sonic. I am him, he is me, we are one, we're the same fucking person. But my favorite character of all time, outside of Sonic, is tied between Big and Charmy.
Yeah.
I love Big and I love Charmy.
Wait a minute! I completely forgot about Surge the Tenric!
Would you rather... What the fuck? I don't know who asked me this question, but I don't think you're gonna like the answer that I provide. Would you rather live in Hazbin Hotel as a main character and Vivzy Pop herself is your roommate? Also, Alistair and Lucifer have a crush on you, making it toxic yaoi love triangle. Or be stuck in the My Hero Academia 2020 fandom forever. So I get to live in the Tel Aviv hotel or re-experience Bakugo tampon poster? I'm taking the Bakugo tampon poster every time. Matter of fact, give me a gun. Give me a gun. Okay, so this is gonna be the last question I answer. Is there any video you've been holding off on making until you had a bigger following? Love from Carcer City. I'm 99.9% sure that's GTA 5. Editing Sky, tell me if that's GTA 5. Anyways, yes! My biggest dream, content-wise, is to make a documentary, and that documentary would be on the Sacklers and Purdue Pharma and the effect that the opioid epidemic had on small-town Appalachia. That's going to take a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of legal representation that I just don't have. I don't have any of those things currently. I will make it one day. It is my biggest dream, it is my biggest wish, and it is what I want to do. It's something that I've had this dire need to make ever since I was a kid, and it means a lot to me, and I just need to do it. I've had too many people in my life personally affected by the Sacklers, whether it's friends, family, and just people who I grew up around. It means a lot to me, and it is something that I'm going to do one day, and nobody's gonna stop me. But right now, I don't have the means to do so. I really appreciate everyone who sat down and took the time to send me questions. There were a lot of them, a lot more than I anticipated, so if I didn't answer yours, I'm sorry. I also really appreciate all the love and support that I've received this past year. It means the world to me to know that there are other people who care about old fandom culture and the shit that I yap about that's kind of unimportant in the grand scheme of things, but I think it's important, and I really appreciate the support. I have so much planned for this year. I have a whole notepad document in my phone of over 100 ideas that I've listed out. Also, my next video that I've been working on for like the past month is gonna be coming out soon, and it may or may not be about my favorite purple guy. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Again, I cannot encapsulate how much I am genuinely grateful for all of the support and all of the love that you guys have been giving me for the past few months. It's been outrageous and it's really hard to fathom. All I can hope is that the silly people on my phone enjoy the content that I would also enjoy. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Yeah. Bye!